Hey there, losers. How y'all doing? You're not a loser in my book. Just like to say it so I can go with the flow in my speech. Anyways, I've been thinking. I put a last video. It was about a rant on episode 85 of the mangas, and somehow it's not showing on the channel. Anyways, I'll repost it again. Hopefully, I did not say anything on there that offended YouTube or anybody else. So basically today my topic is going to be thinking outside the wall. Thinking outside the wall. Now in manga 85, these people, Levi, Aaron, Hanji, and Mikasa, they discovered a photograph. Now the photograph for them was something they hadn't seen before. It probably looked like a elaborated, like a painting to them, and basically, when they saw the photograph, they needed the explanation about how this is not a real painting, but it's actually a real image of people. And the science behind it about photosynthesis or light reflecting objects, something like that Aaron's dad wrote about the photograph. What I want you to see is that Aaron's dad gives an explanation, a scientific explanation for the photograph. And these people who haven't seen a photograph before, it's something that they probably could not imagine what a photograph is, because they are not living in the days of photograph, at least not inside the walls. And in real life, outside of the mangas, in real life where you and I live, it's important to note that there are people who claim to have lived outside the walls, meaning they have lived outside of our real, outside of the reality that we know as reality. Example, some people have seen heaven, they have died, they've had near-death experience, they've witnessed heaven, they've talked to Jesus. Some have seen hell, they've been to hell, they've seen what it looks like. So they have been outside the wall. So when they tell it to us, we can think, hey man, you guys are crazy. Or when they describe it, we're like, man, that's crazy, right? Because whatever is outside of the wall, folks, is something that you and I have not seen. And in this life, if you're in a certain wall, let's say the third dimension, we haven't seen the fourth dimension. Or if we are living in the fourth dimension, well, we haven't seen the fifth dimension. So if somebody comes from the fifth dimension to your fourth dimension or your third dimension, depending on the dimension you live, it's going to be weird the way they're going to explain things to you. And they'll have to really explain it to you in a way where you can correlate. If you're not following what I'm getting at, what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. But those of you who understand what I'm hinting at or understand what I'm about, if you've seen my other videos on this channel, just know this, that don't discredit anybody just because they might sound like they are what they talk about you haven't seen in the textbooks. And what I'm saying is, if you are one of those Attack on Titan fans who are still in high school or go to college, and what you read in your history books and what you read in your science books, don't always assume that is fact. Some of the stuff that you're studying so you can be a service to society. You can practice those things that you studied. But as far as the knowledge that you studied does not necessarily mean that's the sure way of how things can be done or should be done. Back in the day, people could have been way more smarter than what we can ever imagine. We think of it in evolution terms of an ape turning into a man. So we think, well, a million years ago, our ancestors were pounding on rocks. But if you look at some of the Greek mythologies, some of the biblical texts, like the book of Enoch, the extra biblical text, or even the Bible, Genesis 6, Jude. If you look at the Vedas, the Hindu Vedas, Mahabharata, you will see that there is a very common core as far as supernatural giants or people that have abilities that were something that you would consider Lord of the Ring-ish, if you know what I mean. Now, does that mean those things never existed? Well, in the way we're taught in school to think, yes, those things are mythologies, those are stories, those are an imagination. But if you look at Attack on Titans, that's exactly what Irvin was dealing with, that, hey, what they're teaching us in the schools is not necessarily the right thing. It's the reason they're teaching that in school in the Attack on Titans series, the anime or the manga, whatever they're teaching in the schools, is so the humankind will not go outside the walls. They will not think outside the wall. Is that what Ishiyama is trying to tell us? That we should think outside the wall? Think about it. Thinking outside the wall, I think, is very necessary. If you don't think outside the wall, I think you're limiting yourself to staying inside the wall. Thus, the Attack on Titan series, that's the strong message, that we need to think outside the walls. That's why he's giving hope to humanity, that if you guys don't think outside the walls, if you guys don't try to explore outside the walls or have passion to think outside the walls, you're going to be stuck inside the walls and going to kill each other off. But if you have the passion to think outside, well, a lot of things open up for us. In the anime of Attack on Titans, Armin wants to go see the ocean, wants to explore. For us, in real life, who read these animes, our outside the wall is outer space, obviously, right? Now, whatever I said is only for entertainment purpose. Don't take it too hard. If you disagree with me, it's okay. And if you agree with me, hooray for me. It is just for entertainment, folks. I hope you understand and I hope you enjoy what I'm talking about. Please leave a comment below. And I love you all. And I hope you all are blessed. If some of you have demonic intentions, well, in the blood of Jesus, I hope those demons come out of you and you can be a normal human being and a good to society. I'm a Christian, folks, so I like to say that. Anyways, God bless you. Hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.